We've all seen that version of Lake Como, La Dolce Vita, the one packed with tourists all scrambling for the same famous influencer photo. We see the flawless villas, the glamorous boat parties, and the headlines whispering about which movie star just snapped up a new holiday home. It feels like a movie set beautiful, but a little distant. We see the glamour, the luxury, the postcard perfect shots. And look, they're not wrong when they say it's one of the most exclusive destinations on the planet. But that's just a tiny piece of the story. It's the myth of Lake Como. But what about the Lake Como the locals love? It's the one with cloud forests, hidden waterfalls, ancient footpaths, and stories you'll never find in a guidebook. That's a whole different world. What if I told you the real soul of Lake Como isn't in the celebrity gossip, but in its ancient stones, its thundering gorges, and the quiet traditions of the people who call it home? That's the reality. And in the next few minutes, let's show you how to find it. We're going to ditch the postcard and discover a Lake Como that's deeper, richer, and way more exciting than you ever imagined. To really get Como, you have to look past the modern-day shine. This lake isn't just a pretty backdrop. It's a cradle of history, where Roman aristocrats built lavish retreats, a legacy that's thousands of years old. High above the charming town of Verina, you'll find the Castello di Vezio standing guard over the lake for centuries. Its origins are a mystery, but local legend says the Lombard queen Theodolinda founded it. And her ghost still wanders the gardens. Walking its ancient walls, you feel the weight of history, a world away from the polished villas below. And the history here isn't just in stones, but in people. Como is the birthplace of Alessandro Volta, the inventor of the electric battery. The Tempio Voltiano, a grand museum on the waterfront, is dedicated to his work, housing his original scientific instruments. It's a powerful reminder that this region has been a source of world-changing innovation. But that innovation wasn't just in science. By the 19th and 20th centuries, Como had become the silk capital of Italy, renowned for producing luxurious fabrics for the world's top fashion houses. This industry became the primary economic engine for the area, weaving the work of thousands of local artisans into the region's identity. The area's more recent history is layered with drama. During World War II, its proximity to the Swiss border made it a critical escape route. The lake became a quiet refuge for many, including Jewish families fleeing persecution, who were often aided by locals. This period culminated in one of history's most famous moments, when Benito Mussolini was captured by partisans near Dongo while trying to flee. Then there's Isola Comacina, the only island on Lake Como today. It's a peaceful green oasis, but it has a turbulent past. It was once a powerful political hub before being invaded and burned to the ground in 1169. A bishop then supposedly placed a curse on it, declaring it would never be inhabited again. Walking among the ruins today, you can feel the echoes of that drama. History here isn't just trapped behind castle walls. It's carved into the landscape itself. The glamour of the villas is matched by the raw power of nature. Lake Como is a glacial lake, gouged out of the earth during the last ice age, which gave it that dramatic depth and its signature inverted Y shape. It's hugged by the towering prealpine mountains Monte, Grigna, and Legnon, whose rugged peaks create the dramatic skyline that makes this place unforgettable. For anyone willing to trade their boat shoes for hiking boots, a completely different Lake Como opens up. The most famous trail is the Greenway del Lago di Como, a scenic 11-kilometer path that winds along the western shore. It follows the old Via Regina, a road the Romans built to connect Como with the lands across the Alps. This isn't some grueling mountain trek. It's an easygoing walk that takes you through the heart of authentic lakeside life. You'll pass through sleepy medieval villages with cobblestone alleys, stumble upon quiet olive groves, and find yourself on terraced hillsides with views that just keep getting better. The path leads you right past famous spots like Villa Carlotta, but the real magic is in the spaces between the quiet hamlets and the stunning views. And while the famous villas like Balbianello and Carlotta are undeniably gorgeous, their gardens are where nature was tamed into art. But beyond these manicured spaces, the lake's wild side is waiting. Hike up Monte Grana for what is arguably the best panoramic view of the entire lake region. This is the Como that isn't on a postcard, the one you have to work for. And the reward is a sense of awe that no luxury villa can ever buy. Living within this natural masterpiece are communities with traditions as deep as the lake itself. The real heartbeat of Lake Como isn't in its five-star hotels, but in its quiet villages and ancient festivals. To find it, you have to get off the main ferry route and explore the places most tourists miss entirely. Let's start with a village called Nesso, tucked between Como and Bellagio. Neso feels like it's straight out of a storybook. The village is built around the Orito di Neso, a dramatic gorge where two streams crash together and plunge into the lake. To see it, you walk down more than 300 ancient stone steps. At the bottom is the Ponte della Severa, a medieval bridge that frames the most iconic view of the waterfall. It's so picturesque, it feels like a painting. Even Leonardo da Vinci was captivated by it. Giving Neso a shout-out in his Atlantic Codex. A little further south you'll find Argigno, a quiet medieval village that's slowly gaining popularity. Its historic center is full of charming houses perched over the lake, but its real secret is the cable car that takes you steeply up the mountain to the tiny, peaceful village of Pigra. The views from up there are absolutely breathtaking, offering a perspective most visitors never see. But the gems don't stop there. Further north, the town of Bolano has its own gorge, the Orito di Bolano, where you can walk on suspended walkways through caves and past waterfalls, a truly thrilling escape from the crowds. And then there are the festivals, the moments when Como's soul really comes alive. Forget the glamorous parties. Check out Carnaval di Chignano. This is not your typical carnival. It's an ancient tradition with handcrafted wooden masks that have been used for centuries. The main characters are the broody, or the ugly, and the mascaroon, or the beautiful. In a folk parade that tells the story of the village's social history. Or how about the Sagra del Misoltino, a food festival celebrating a very local delicacy, sun-dried shad from the lake. This isn't just a fish, it's a tradition. The fish are caught, salted, and dried for months before being grilled and served with polenta. Going to a sagra like this in a village like Mexigra is like tasting the history of the lake, a flavor that sustained generations long before tourism was a thing. This is the real Lake Como. Exploring these hidden corners is what makes a trip here unforgettable. It's about finding the stories behind the scenery. So, if you've enjoyed digging a little deeper into Lake Como, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. And I've got to ask, what's the most incredible hidden gem you've ever discovered on your travels? Let me know in the comments below. Lake Como's glamorous reputation is just the cover of a very, very long book. The celebrity villas and sparkling boats are part of its modern identity, sure, but they aren't its soul. The soul is in the echo of Roman footsteps on the ancient greenway. It's in the ghostly legends that haunt the Castello di Vezio. It's in the roar of the Orito di Neso, a sound that has filled the air for millennia. It's in the proud face of a local artisan and the taste of a fish caught and prepared with methods passed down through generations. The next time you see a photo of Lake Como, I hope you see more than a bougie rich playground. I hope you see the layers of history, the power of nature, and the vibrant culture that lies just beneath the surface. The real Lake Como isn't just a place to see, it's a place to discover. And it's waiting for anyone curious enough to look beyond the glamour. Thanks for watching.